Welcome, AfterBuzzers. You are watching the After Show for Queen Sugar, where tonight we talk Darla's custody play, Charley's meeting with the Landrys, and that kiss. Stay tuned for more.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome, Queen Sugar fans. We gotta get rid of it. This was a crazy episode. I'm your host, Shaka Smith. I'm joined by my lovely co-host doing some great dances out here.
You know it's your favorite Afro-Latina friend, Celi here. Getting all my Afro-ness stuff, right? Hey.
Big girl. I feel like I into the mic. No, it's Takira Shabrae here with our friend Celi.
If I knew it was just a song, all I had to do was play a song at the top of the episode.
All you gotta do is play the right song.
When you find the right one, wow.
I feel like that's the mood that, Charley and all of them had. So like, oh, well, for real? Oh, okay. Okay.
Everyone was kind of doing their own thing this episode. Everyone kind of backed it all up.
It was
Man.
Well, yeah, what were your overall thoughts this episode?
Trifling.
Right.
I'm ready to fight somebody. I'm throwing bows. I should have came into this song. We about to throw them bows because I was about to fight everybody in this episode.
Watch where you throw
Sorry,
balls.
girl. I'm getting too excited. Lord of mercy. Just pray for me.
Dirty. And
I was mad at everybody. Yeah.
Remy and just all of them. I just was not feeling it tonight.
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't. And Charley's the only one that I feel like I'm like, you know what? I can rock with her.
I was mad at Charley too, though, because I'm like, I want you to be more mad. I need you to be angrier right now.
Like, I'm numb to this, and I know we'll get to it. But she's like,
She listened to like Oprah and Deepak's podcast or whatever.
Lord.
She on that meditation tip because she was like, wow. But if you guys are in the chat, we just want to thank you for joining us.
Yes, the chat is popping. It's lit.
Yeah, so we'll try to get to your comments, your questions, but yeah, you guys always keep us honest, so we appreciate that.
Yes, come on now. Come on, somebody.
But the first thing we got to talk about is Darla's custody play. That was just like off the jump.
Disrespectful.
Darla now wants 70-30. I mean, you guys, I felt like you had been siding a little bit with Darla a little bit more in the past episodes. You like, that's Darla's kid too.
It's not about siding, Shaka. Let's be clear here.
Kind of.
It's about, weighing out both 50-50.
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe that every child, in order to truly be successful, they need both parents. Granted,
Right.
I come from a single parent home. My father died, so single parent kids go far too. That's not what I'm saying. But in the hierarchy of needs, in terms of humans, we need both both parentals to really influence us differently. The way a father teaches how to become a man or a woman and the way a mother does, just having that balance of both is so important.
Right, it is.
That's all I'm saying.
A complete home,
Yes.
whatever your definition of
Whatever
complete
that
home
looks like.
is, whatever it looks like to you.
Right.
Because one person is amazing, single mom, I'm right there with you. But when they say it takes a village, it's because it's different experiences, different perspectives, like you're not driven by one person's opinions and you just lead to that one person.
Right.
So.
Well, let me be devil's advocate or Darla's advocate here.
Okay. I like how you did that.
But does she get 70-30? Should she get 70? She does seem like she's got the more stable home now.
No, it should be 50-50.
Yeah.
I agree with what it started with. I mean, I think at this point, she's gone to a new level of petty. She's petty Pendergrass as far as I'm concerned.
Dirty Darla.
She's trifling.
Yeah, Dirty Darla. All
Petty
day.
boots.
Hashtag Dirty Darla. I think it should be 50-50 like she said, but only because she can, and I'll say my little 2 cents for predictions. I'll say my little statement at the end. But I feel like whatever she says, like, oh, well, I've been out of his life, or I'm sorry, whatever they say about each other, like, you've been out of his life. Well, RA has too. And it's kind of like they're both y'all both missed a few years.
Yeah.
Y'all have both, messed up, and the homes aren't all the way stable just because you have nice shiny things.
And you forced this upon this man.
Right.
Exactly.
You should be having more grace for the fact that he's still there and he's still willing to pick up.
Right.
And why can't you come with a 50-50 agreement that would have been worked out with your lawyers and all that stuff? Like, you have to know this is going to cause some trouble down the line.
Pretty much, of course.
So to me, I'm just like, she knows it's not good for Blue because this is about to expose everything to Blue at an age where he's probably not ready to get the full answer right now.
Yeah, exactly. How do you even begin to have that conversation?
Yeah.
Like, that's tough.
Yeah, so I'm not a fan of Darla. I mean, I was already not a fan of her before, but now I'm like, she really. I want to see her Thelma and Louise it with Nova. I'm just like, I need y'all to go.
Shaka came for the jugular tonight. He said, "Y fuera."
Yeah, I'd like to see y'all go. But we don't want to see you viewers and listeners go, so we definitely want to bring you back to the AfterBuzz family, and I think Takira got some words on that.
Yes, we work way too hard to see you guys go. But look, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, all right? From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, all of that. So there's no network that works harder to serve our television fans. But look, we need your help. We are asking that you please subscribe to one or more, there's more, of our YouTube channels. But by subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that is tailor-made for just you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. If you're worried about those pesky notifications, though, don't be. They are completely optional. You can turn them off. So hit that subscribe button right down below. You can hit it right now. We'll give you 2 seconds.
Yeah. And while you're at it,
Okay,
go on iTunes and give us 5 stars.
Yes.
There you go.
Listen to us on the go.
Hit that good subscribe button that we gave you a couple seconds to do right now for this channel, and check out AfterBuzz, other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. So let us know that you did in the comments, live chat, where you at, but we'll thank you on air. So for now, just thanks for being the absolute best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk. We love you guys.
Yes,
Mwah.
especially especially our Queen Sugar fans, because I know you guys are out there active. I saw we were trending #1 on Twitter, so I know you guys are out there. So give us those 5 stars. Help us do a little trend too, right?
Listen,
It gives us life. It gives us life.
We got to talk a little bit more about, of course, Darla's being petty, but that scene when Kofi is talking, or Ralph Angel's talking with his sisters and the family's kind of getting together. But for him, it was less about the legal strategy and really about what was being taken from him again, without his will, without his, I just thought he acted his butt off there, because at least as a guy, I really felt those emotions.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
He was acting his whole face off. Do you hear me?
And so subtly, just the way he does it is like,
he's just come through, Kofi. But in general, just the plight of the black man in terms of like all the things they have to battle. He has this record and like just all the things that she can use against him. It just sucks because he's such a good man. It'd be different if he was just a deadbeat baby daddy who don't want to be around. Like, he wants to be present. He wants to do well. He's changed around. He is come into society and has been rehabilitated. Like, all the things that they say they want things to happen, he's doing, and yet they're still trying to kick him down. Like, it's just...
And that's what I love, is because we get that narrative of, like, the black men leaving children all the time without always realizing or seeing that, no, there are a lot of these black men that want to take care of their children, and sometimes circumstances prevent them from doing so. So it's just great to see that passion behind his wanting to be a father.
Very much so. And I've kind of lived that firsthand. Like, my husband, actually, like, just, a little relatable, but his father wasn't in his life. And so when he had a mentor opportunity to, like, he wrote all of this list of amazing things that he wanted to do for the son. So, we think women, we're always like, oh, we're the nurturers and we're all this and all that. But to see that moment, I think, the men out there, I know it's really tough for black men to show their emotion and to cry. And I feel like we need more men talking about, hey, I want to do this, and these are all of the amazing things. And it's just something to see a man have those high expectations, because to be honest, like, I know Ralph Angel loved helping, like, having Blue there. I know he loves him, but that moment for me was like, wow, he really does.
This is his father.
Like,
this is his son
father.
to him.
This is when it set in for me, because I'm like, wow, like, you really do.
And it's like you can hear the emotion each syllable of this guy's voice. I was saying when we were watching it, like, I just want a friend, someone in my life to care about me the way Ralph Angel cares about Blues. Anybody.
And even like trends.
I'm going to say we have 2 different issues here.
You know what it is? It's hard. It's last week she put that in my head. Anyway, Trin, when she said, folks will do anything for their kids, like it was that moment, and I think about my mom, like, she really will do anything for me. You know, will go to war for me. You know, there's something special about having that type of parent. And I think it's so important to walk in gratitude. I mean, Blue is still really, really young, but I tell people all the time, like, loving someone is a choice, including your parents. I think we take it for granted, like, oh, my mama's supposed to love me, my daddy's supposed to love me, but there are plenty of moms and dads who don't show up. So you have a parent that shows up for you, that goes to bat for you. Walk in gratitude, or a parent that's alive, because a lot of us have lost parents. So it's like, cherish them while they're here. Walk in gratitude, because they're making a choice to love you that way.
Or an ex-spouse or an ex-partner who wants to be a parent to your child.
Appreciate that, you know?
Because there's for someone to step up and take that that half of a burden. It's
even when it is their child, and here Ralph Angel is doing that, and it's not his.
Dirty
Crazy.
Darla.
Dirty Darla. And let's talk a little bit about Charley. Charley is, well, I want to talk about the Landry meeting, but she's really been getting it from all sides, from everywhere. Like, her bright spot is getting to partner with the Landrys.
Who can she trust?
Her silver lining is Jacob Landry in this episode.
That's
which
sad.
is exactly.
That's sad.
I'm just like, how much more can she? Her heart is stronger than anything I've ever seen, because I would have been broken at this point.
Like, you might have been broken season 1, Davis.
I would have been in a corner somewhere, just like, leave me alone, don't talk to me.
My sister,
It's crazy.
I would feel like she's feeling though right now, because I feel like there's a piece of me that is kind of tolerant to the mess, but I feel like at this point, when you have taken it so much, you were just completely numb.
And in a place where you don't have a lot of your support system that you probably had in LA before, you know?
Right.
You know, the only support system she has is family, and now her own family is kind of caving in on her. But let's talk a little bit about the Landry meeting before we get to that kiss that reverberated, right? But the Landry meeting, so here she is meeting with the mother, and now she's faced with a conundrum of having a partner, but the only way out. What do you guys think about that? And what do you just think about her demeanor and the way she took on that meeting?
Mommy dearest.
Ooh.
You know, here's the thing. She went in there super defensive, and I get it. Like, I'm not even saying that as a judgment. You know, yes, and I also believe that then that particularly set a certain temperature in the room, and also didn't allow certain room for her to hear things a particular way. And we talked about this too, in terms of the hypersensitivity of race and what happens when we're already on guard when it comes to speaking to people who are from the opposite race. So here she is sitting there, and she says, my daddy would roll over in his grave to have prisoners and thugs and criminals on his land. And as a person of color, you hear it like, ooh, black people, because unfortunately, the population of prisons is predominantly black and Latino.
And you had to check me.
And if we really put into perspective, at the end of the day, I'm like, my land, which is prided on, you know, working and creating jobs for people and being a place where we can put seed in the ground and watch it grow. And now you want to just lock people up and have those, you know, criminals on my land, because if you're in jail, you're quote unquote a criminal. We know there's some silver lining to that.
Right.
So at the same time, I'm like, she might have not meant it that way. She might have. We don't know. I don't know her well enough.
I do, and I heard the might have in her voice. I heard it. I heard the might have in her voice.
I just, in general,
But
I
hear what
think
you're
with
saying.
so much going on in this country, in this time,
We're sensitive.
with race relations, we're sensitive, and we should be. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Yes, and some of the people who have helped me the most in my life and have helped take my career to the next level, stepped in for me financially when it come to going to certain schools, have been Caucasian people, Jewish people, like, you know, like, and those relationships have helped change my life. And had I been super guarded and closed off, like, I don't deal with those people, you know, who knows?
But there's a difference, because when she made that comment, but then the entire time we got and we haven't gotten to it yet, but Vi and Mr. Jarrett, and when he makes those comments, there's a different tone. When he makes the comments about your lupus, you need to, don't let me second guess, that could be taken as a negative, like, don't let me second guess if you're sick or not.
No, but you could tell there's care.
Exactly. Yeah. And with her, I could tell there wasn't. When she said criminals and thugs, you could tell there was a level of flippancy in the voice about the people she was talking about that shows she didn't have respect for those people. And not just by the fact they were designated as criminals and thugs, but sort of that history of what she viewed a criminal and thug as.
Yes.
So, and that for me is what, I mean, I don't know if the actress was bringing that or what, but that's what I got from that.
I did too. I'm not gonna lie, because I heard criminals and thugs, and I was thinking,
but why
the black farmers? Like, oh well.
But why are we conditioned to think criminals equates black?
I know.
No, I'm not.
I understand.
And I'm only saying this to be devil's advocate, because I have brothers who have been through the system, and I'm a huge advocate for, you know, people who have gone through the system and them not being discriminated or looked at just that, especially when they're coming back into society. The thing for me is this, though. Unfortunately, people in general, someone who's gone to jail, no matter what color they are, there are certain people that live in this bubble, this woman who's lived a certain way, has a certain social class structure. If she feels like if you went to jail, you made some bad decisions, you're a criminal, you're this, it doesn't matter what color you are. The person could have been white and she could still look at them this way.
No,
like,
she could, but we know that she doesn't.
Didn't.
Exactly. That's the thing. We know that she doesn't.
She didn't. I don't know, like, y'all in the live chat, y'all are real quiet right now. How do y'all feel about this?
Not that I don't agree with you. I agree with you.
No,
I just
I
think
do.
that this particular woman didn't view it that way.
This got under my skin.
And I think Charley picked up on that.
I had to bring myself back.
We're saying, and I say we because, you know, we're all one, we're family here. So do we feel like she's a racist?
In that way where she looks at certain black people?
No, in general. Do
absolutely.
we feel like,
Yes.
Yeah.
you know, and so then, okay, question, when she called Charley a girl, was it the girl down south, like you need to walk on the other side of the street, girl?
Yeah.
Or you're my type of girl, like, yeah, you smart, you're strong.
I will say this, that I think when she talked about Charley as a girl, I think she was trying to have a simpatico with her.
Camaraderie.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
she
it wasn't the racist girl.
Well, because girl's not really...
Boy, yes it is. Girl, boy, back in those days.
I will just say, from my understanding at that time, boy was really used more negatively than the word girl was. And so it wouldn't occur to me that she would be using it in that negative tone.
Okay.
But certainly just the way she said things, to me, it just... You feel, you know, you have an idea, you have a sense, and it matched all that. And I think she kind of knew it too, but she's like, but we're working the same goal.
And let's bring it all back to the root of this, the fact that you're willing to go against your brother and you expect me to believe, to trust you. That was my biggest, the whole like criminal and that rah, that was not my biggest issue, even though that was kind of a big issue.
Yes.
My biggest is you're going against your brother and you really want me to trust you.
And that was my favorite part of the whole thing.
Oh yeah, that was a tweet.
Because you know that Charley is like, she's really at their mercy, but she's still gonna call you out on your stuff.
Right.
And so I love that she was still strong, even though she's really in this really weak bargaining position.
And I mean, let's be real, she's kind of not at their mercy.
No,
she has the upper. Has the upper hand. Charley has the upper hand right now.
Charley's screwed. She's really like if she doesn't do this, they're losing the farm.
Right.
I mean, but she still has the.
She doesn't have the mill.
Like Jacob and the mom, they won't get the benefits of this whole Sam Landry thing either.
No. I'm just saying Charley is at the she either partners with them or they all lose this land to the prison. So the only way to save the prison, save them from this prison getting built, is to partner with Landry or do nothing at all.
I got you.
Well, we did ask the chat what did they think, and the chat has spoken.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Provost, shout outs to Mr. Provost, says this woman is a racist, but she is more concerned about her family's legacy. She wants to use Charley for herself to help her take over the empire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ditto. I agree.
Yeah, and I think that's what she ultimately came to, is like, look.
Yeah.
Enemy of my enemy is my friend. So for right now, we gotta just hook this up.
Right. They say keep your enemies close.
Yes. So
closer.
Right. That part.
Yeah.
And of course, now we got to talk about Charley's second hit, and that was that kiss.
Is it the second? It's like the fifth.
Yeah.
The 10th.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what kiss Nova was describing as innocent.
This is my thing, though.
And unexpected. Was it that kiss that we saw this episode, or?
I mean, I think so, because there was a little bit of a gap.
This is the thing, though. We go from Mommy Dearest dinner. She's in this, like, back against the corner, but she's like, we don't do that in terms of people of color, like family, we stick together, right? So she's talking about sisterhood, brotherhood, camaraderie in the community and who we are as a people. Then my brother comes over, he going through his drama. We're like, yo, we got your back. Ain't nothing coming in the way of this family. We've been through a lot.
Oh, no.
And then Nova want to come through and be like, well, there is something that's gonna divide us, but don't hate me, girl.
And Charley was like,
I
oh,
wanna
nothing can
throw
divide us.
something at you.
What's good?
Right.
Nothing can divide us.
I would have bit my
Charley.
tongue like, oh no, I would never. Well, tell me first, because what I've gone through, I could hate you.
I mean,
I'm glad she finally said it.
Were you surprised at the reaction of Charley?
No,
I was so angry.
I wasn't.
Me too.
Why? Because you expected her to go off a little bit more, or what?
Of course, I thought she was gonna be absolutely pissed, or at the very least, so upset she wouldn't talk to Nova. And not to mention, at the top of the episode, we got Nova and Remy walking to that party hand in hand. You haven't spoken to her yet.
Flynn.
You haven't even spoken to Charley.
And you being PDA out here, like.
But on the other side of town, so it's intentional.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, it's intentional. No, I didn't. That's that moment why I can't even talk right now. That's why I didn't like Nova during this episode, because I've been rocking with Nova. I'm like,
so
you know
messy.
what?
Through your bad decisions, we've been rocking with you.
I
now.
mean,
It's
and
messy.
I called it episode like what 2, 3. I still don't trust Remy.
No.
Oh, Remy, yeah. I mean, for me, it's not hitting the way it should feel if it's a natural, genuine.
Not at all.
Listen, the Lord is working on me with this N-word. I've been using Ninja to replace it, because I can't be advocating for my people and using the N-word. That's just my opinion, y'all. But I was calling Remy all types of N-words tonight. Oh my God. Be offense. I was yelling at the TV screen, like the audacity. And
To show
mother,
up at the
and you
house.
gonna show up to my house? What?
And I didn't get.
I was
and
baffled.
My apologies, because I don't know if we on Remy right now or what, But I didn't like. He was like, "Oh well, this relationship, I tried to make it work," and I was super like, "What?" I thought I missed something.
And he was
Clearly, I'm
almost-
not the only one.
He almost was talking in a way that if somehow Charley would have been like, hey, you know what, let's give it another go, he might have just changed
Right.
his mind at that moment.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm like, did I miss something? Were they trying? Hello.
It's getting hot in here. Wow.
But it threw me. So I'm like, you know what? Remy, it's over and done. Like he just I don't like his intention.
And I'm upset with the writers though, because they've made me upset because I really do not like that character now.
Yeah,
I
lot
can
of
still
people-
tolerate no, I can still, but Remy, no.
Time out. We got something good.
Miss Chris Brown brought up a great point. Their first kiss was when they went fishing. So she's still lying.
Wow.
She's still lying.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, it made she meant
She made it seem like the first kiss
was-
just happened.
Yeah, that was Because when she said innocent and unexpected, I was like, that
takes it
kiss
to
didn't
another
look
level.
innocent and unexpected.
That takes it to another
Yeah.
level. But you know what? Charley said it. You've been lying to me for weeks.
Weeks.
Yeah.
If not longer.
not
She was
longer.
like,
Because I don't know how long this thing been going on.
So, but I mean, and we'll obviously have later for predictions, but yeah, I'm sure we might not have seen the last of her reaction to this because she's taking it pretty well right now.
Oh, it has to sit in, and she has to go to sleep
But-
on it and wake up on
And, like,
it.
Can we just give a hand clap to Charley though one time? Because
Oh, man.
I do have to say that no matter what she's been through, she has handled everything with grace and class.
Yeah.
Because, I will say this. I tell people this all the time. Celi BC, Celi before Christ.
Oh.
You could catch me outside. Like, you do something like that to me, I'd be in the streets like, there'd be a lot of explicitives, right? But Celi AD, I've noticed that when I handle conflicts and people try me, I tell people, you lucky the blood of Jesus has come over me. Because I just handle things very differently. And I take the higher road. And your ego will come into play sometimes and be like, man, they're playing me. But ultimately, it just shows how strong you are to be able to handle things in that way. And the way she handled and served Remy his rights,
You know,
He had nothing
I
to
gotta
say.
give it to her.
He
I
had
just
nothing to
do.
say.
here's the thing. I agree with you, and I kind of agree with you on a personal level too. But when you take hit after hit after, even if you're in that AD mode, you know there's only so much you can take. When you feel like you're so far away from it that you'll never get close. But Charley's got to be close.
Listen,
Charley's got to be close.
We all fall from grace. Sometimes you catch me at the wrong time, and you catch the BC coming out. That's just what's gonna happen if you keep trying me, you know. And I'm to a certain degree, I wonder when we are gonna see that side of Charley. I think she's about to burst.
Well, speaking about burst, when we saw those flames, I think that might do it. That might set it off. Because, like, you know, Charley can handle about everything, but when it comes to the kid, we see that she has her breaking point real quick.
Right. Micah is a soft spot.
So, well, I mean, I saw it going so many different ways. I knew it was going to go bad, but I didn't see this.
I didn't see this coming.
I thought he was like, somebody was going to see them. They were going to get arrested.
A little misdemeanor slap on them, but now it's some real deal.
It's a straight felony.
Historical site. Oh my God.
Arson.
And first of all, let's talk about that. Like, true enough, it turned into it went like 0 to 100 real quick. It turned into arson real quick.
I love that. Get the bag.
Right.
Oh.
But can you imagine, like, crime aside, could you imagine that feeling of burning something down, a historical place that you just had intentions to bring forth, like, in a positive manner? Could you imagine that on your heart? I feel like that part of it all would get me more than, oh, it's a crime and I could get arrested.
Oh, no, I'd be thinking about jail.
I mean, jail, yeah, but
historical site. I just can't go to jail for the rest of my life.
He shook, though, like, because when Remy came and rang the doorbell, Micah was like...
Oh, yeah, he was on edge.
Me and Micah. I was like, oh, where coming from?
I was like, is it the cops?
Please, Zilla, just throw away the sneakers. Whoever, because you know he like
sneakers,
and it has red paint on them.
And why were you back the next day? You're not supposed to go to the scene of the crime,
right?
Have you not watched TV?
But you said it last week that Micah is just not privy to this world.
He's not street smart.
And him being not savvy when it comes to the school of hard knocks, that's what gets you caught.
Yeah.
And he'll put the bag beside the candle. I mean, let's be okay. First of all, we know
was it Micah?
No, it was the guy that went for it, and he was the first one that technically saw the bag. But I mean,
and the thing is, it's so many of them. One of y'all going to talk, so you better be the one to talk first. I'd be like, it was him. but
so Shaka, you would just like up and snitch like that?
No, I would never get in a situation. I would never even do anything with more than one person. That's it.
Now we know.
So I just narrow it down.
Don't commit no crimes with Shaka because he's squealing like a pig.
Like, I'm the first one.
It never gets that far. No,
Jeez.
But yeah, don't commit crime with 5 people, 5 teenagers. So, I mean, of course you don't want Micah to get caught, but it's not going to look so good for him. But we do have to talk about our bright spots, our Hollywood and Vi, who we get again.
Oh, yes, I love them so much.
Can I just say I need sweet potato pie next time?
Right. Can we bring some in? We can eat on the show, right?
We got to talk about Vi, because here's this woman who has a healthy historical fear of white people.
Yeah.
And the one person she's been able to open up to the most is this white guy, and he's also been the surprisingly kindest guy to her. What do you guys think about that?
Such a beautiful moment, like, because again, we've talked about this before, the fear Black women and specifically Aunt Vi has with being vulnerable, specifically when it comes to her illness. And she was really afraid that, like, by telling him the truth, he was going to pull the plug. And that moment that he was like, if we're going to be business partners, I need you to be honest with me. You know, I want you to be on the up and up. And if you're having a bad day, take the day off. Like, I was just like, I almost cried.
Yeah.
Like, it was
that
so
was the
good.
Yeah.
So
and
good.
it felt so good to see, because I'm kind of on edge like Vi. I mean, like, when you've been, especially a show like this, you're like, I don't trust them. They're going into, and then let's not forget he asked for a higher percentage.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But he's giving her he's honoring her counter proposal.
I know she's getting her store and all that, but you know, it's just in the back of my mind.
Because you know what, they're giving us the Landrys. They got to give it like. Every white person's not bad, right? Even in the worst areas.
Right. So it was so refreshing to see that, especially from him. So it was just so sweet.
And then he's like, I did the research.
Yeah, like he went and did the research.
Wow.
That's an intentional support. Like that, you go out of your way to be intentional.
Because I don't know what this is. Let me look it up. You know. Oh,
and I think it just goes both ways. I think just like we have Mama Landry, you can assume that, in my opinion, a lot of Black people are thugs and criminals. But we can also do the same thing and be like, we're in this particular town, every white person's racist.
Because of the man.
Yeah, and then we forget, because every now and then, I'll meet a good cop every now and then I want to celebrate that person because I'm like, wait a minute, here we go. And so I think it's great that they're kind of showing both sides of that.
Yeah, I think it opens her up to support in another way. Can I just touch on, I know we're talking about Hollywood and Vi.
Yeah.
Vi's support of Hollywood, like
Finally.
Yes.
Like I love
what's
it.
your dream, black man?
Can I just praise the Lord. That hashtag Black Men Dream. Have you guys seen the documentary? Okay, so
Black Man Dream? Okay.
yes, hashtag Black Men Dream by Shakith. But it's a documentary about black men like sitting with their backs turned toward the camera, talking about things that are like taboo in the black community, like being gay, being depressed, crying as a black man, trying to find a sustainable job, like all of these amazing things. So that's what that made me think of. If you haven't seen it, like look into it. It's absolutely amazing. But it's like the epitome of her asking that question. That was one of my sweet tweets, so I know we haven't gotten to it yet, but it like represented the aspect of our culture's like personality of just settling in our success. And that was so beautiful to see. And honestly, it probably made him think for himself, because he had these ideas, but he never really thought that they were achievable.
And she brought it up that as black people, that's what we do, is we take care of people. And
right. And I love that she gave him that opportunity to get it out, because when you speak it, as you know, a lot we all feel like you manifest it, and it makes it real and it puts it out there. So I love that.
Yeah, and I think we're getting hopefully to a stage where we talk a little bit about financial responsibility, especially when we do come into a lot of streams of money, but we don't know what to do with it.
Exactly.
But let us go right from there into our sweet tweets.
Sweet tweets. I will. I feel like I have to get my radio voice. This is my second time I've used my radio voice this week.
Oh, I like it.
Okay.
You know, Love Is. I know Afro Angola's in the chat. You know, we kick it every week on Love Is, so I appreciate it. But my sweet tweet, I will go with. What's your dream black man? I'll roll with that. That was my sweet tweet.
What's your dream black man?
Another one was, I have never seen anyone tell the truth and not have that truth set them free.
I had the same one.
Yeah.
I had the same one.
That was beautiful. It is when we were talking about Nova and her deal. Because especially in a time like this, there's so many people focusing on telling their truth and telling, sharing their experiences, and it's just a reminder that we don't go through things for ourselves. So when you go through, it's your responsibility to give your testimony to help someone else. But that's my sweet.
And it was another hesitation of having to trust another white person to make your dream a reality. But sometimes you have to have that trust that the person you're working with is a good person.
And I believe that writing does do that. Writing does give you a sense of freedom, being able to release stuff. That's why I always say, tell your story. It's important to be heard. And even if it's just in a journal, in a letter, in a poem, in a song, in a script, in a book, whichever way you find fit, but for the next generation to find it and read it and hear your story. It's vital. So anyway, that's how I feel, because that was my sweet tweet as well. But one that I really felt like I felt it was when Charley said, I don't even know you. You know, like, or did I ever know you? Like, it was just like that moment when someone it doesn't matter how long you've known somebody, and they hit a level of just, it takes your breath away to not even fathom that someone can do something like this. You're really like, I never really knew you. Because it's just. Yeah, that hit home for me. That hit really, really home for me.
And I from that same scene, and this one hit home for me because of the strength of Charley. When she said, Nova and I are forever, we're family, but you will always be fleeting. Like, what a powerful statement on its own. But for me, I was feeling like nobody's not treating you like family, but somehow you are still claiming her. You're still reaching after her. It's sort of like almost that God thing where God still wants you, but you're still running away from him. I'm like, Charley, to have that strength to say, if you make her feel as bad as you make me feel, you know, you're gonna be in some trouble. So I thought that was amazing to her character and who she has been this entire season. But I just don't know what more she can take.
Yeah, that gave me goosebumps. Even just reflecting back on that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when Remy had nothing to say. Like he didn't say
It was
another
just
word
like,
after that. He left.
And it wasn't even like a mic drop. It was just like, this is the truth. Here's the facts, and that's like that's it.
We're done here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Whew.
Well,
So sweet tweets. Tweetable moments.
jeez.
Yeah.
And then we might as well just take that from sweet tweets right on to predictions.
All right.
I tell you, we got some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I mean, the previews gave us something to salivate about, but yeah, what are the predictions?
I hate now. It just feels like I'm just hopping on the bandwagon because I put this on my notes before we saw the preview, and the preview was just like, oh. But I put Darla will throw the DNA test in Ralph Angel's face. 100%, it's happening at some point in time. I feel it. Dirty Darla is coming, but I feel like she will go so ridiculously low that we won't see her coming. Yeah.
Unfortunately, my prediction is the kids are gonna get caught. Micah took a picture of what they were doing.
Somebody
The
in the
evidence.
chat. Yeah.
It's evidence. Like, that's where you screwed up.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people screw up nowadays. You get on social media, you brag about it, you talk about it. Back in the days, you did stuff, you never talked about it. Now everybody want to put all their business on Front Street. So.
And then they want to get upset whenever they get themselves caught in a certain particular, like, what?
You know, people get fired for tweets from 2014.
Right.
You know, you gotta watch what you say. You gotta watch what you say.
Check your feed.
Delete all MySpace, Twitter,
I
whatever.
better go back and check the credits. Celi BC might have said something crazy. Hold on, y'all. Give me
Screenshot. No, my prediction. I think Charley is going to lose it, but I think she's going to lose it in a healthy way and fall into the arms of Jacob Landry. And I think that is going to lead to a showdown with Nova because Nova's not going to approve. And she and Nova are going to butt heads.
Nobody ain't got nothing to say.
And that's what's going to come down to. And that's what's going to come down to. And so I think she might try to threaten a little bit about exposing Charley in the mill and the deal. But I think that's what's going to come down to.
I am clutching my spikes.
But
my pearls.
Not my pearls. I got spikes. Clutching my spikes.
You know, in that moment, and I said this out loud to you guys. I was like, am I weird and wrong that I really want Jacob to be a good guy in this and just give Charley what she needs?
Well, I think to a degree he will.
She needs some things.
I think to a degree he will. And I think, you know, when you have no one and you feel emotionally bankrupt, I think we've seen Charley kind of run to the guys before, feeling a little bit. First it was Romero, so maybe she'll go there. Who knows? Yeah. But if it's not Romero, it's going to be Jacob. So.
Yes, for sure.
It's like, will you marry, steal, or what is it? Marry, kill, or I forgot the three anyway.
You don't know the third one?
Kiss. Who would you kiss, marry, or kill? Speaking of which, who would you kill off the show?
Right. We should start doing that segment.
Yes. Who would you kill off the show based on this episode?
One character.
Y fuera. Who gotta go?
Remy.
Remy gotta go.
Yeah. Remy gotta go.
Yeah. It's almost a tie for Remy or Darla, but right now, Remy.
Yeah.
Darla's got the kid. Remy
Remy gotta go. Remy gotta go. We're all in unison. Remy gotta go.
Bye. Well, guys, this was another great episode.
Amazing.
We got another one.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, my name is Shaka Smith. You guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
And thank you for hanging out with me right here. Celi Chapman, hang out with me at all things at Celi Hangout. And of course, on the after show right here on AfterBuzz TV Dramas, which you should already be subscribed to on the 6th.
Of course they are. You'll get the notification unless you turn it off. And you can find me, Takira Shabrae, on Instagram and Twitter at Takira_Shabrae. And I also do the Love Is After Show on Tuesday nights. It's another one on OWN. Absolutely amazing. Check it out.
Yes. We'll see you guys next week.
Adios.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.